So there's things that I've created. There's things that I've come to do and leave in this world. This message is in motion. I've been doing this for about 2 weeks now. And while, these these videos aren't going viral, but what am I channeling through my being? How does sharing this divine wisdom bring impact into the world? It is an unseen energy and force. I am alchemizing despair with this message alone. Because in the sacred in between, when we don't see it as sacred, we begin to despair. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. What if our hope isn't in the thing? It is in the becoming. Even now I'm speaking to myself because this is something that I am experiencing, moving and navigating my way through. This is the next level transformation that I'm called to. I'm going to share something with you. So I went to Panama, you know that Spirit gave me a big vision. And this big vision is about intentional community. I know that part of the reason why I came into this incarnation was to help the heart of humanity heal. We do terrible things to one another. We feel deep separation and scarcity and lack and limitation. And because of all of those things, we allow that to direct how we show up with one another in what we call society. But I have a bigger dream of intentional community. Community that sees every individual as powerful, necessary, and sacred. That their gifts are a blessing to the community. That everyone's social, emotional, and physical needs need to be met for them to reach their highest potential. That instead of money being the source of power, that our gifts are our power, that our presence is our power, and all of our powers are necessary to our shared thriving. What would it look like to live in community like this? In oneness, in understanding that our interconnectedness is caught up with one another and we can only reach our highest potential together. That is oneness consciousness. That is an awareness that I am you and you are me. And what concerns you should concern me, and vice versa. How do we live in harmony with one another? How do we care for one another in ways that are compelling to even those who don't believe? Our world does not run like this. And I think that a lot of times, those of us who see the possibilities get caught up in trying to make the world be as we see one. And when we try to do that, we can get into a place of hopelessness because we're trying to force something on someone who doesn't yet see. They're still operating in a different level of consciousness. So what would it look like if those of us who are learning the skills of allowing our values and integrity to guide us, that are operating in social and emotional intelligence and being commitment to our mission and our vision as an individual, that we are creating belonging for ourselves and for others, and that we are restoring our community, healing our community, holding our community together with justice, love in action, in community. What if we took all of these things, collaboration, and we begin to create our own community, a way to govern ourselves that supports equality and justice and liberation for all? That is my dream. And I don't want to force it on anybody, but I want to create a space where that dream can live, where that dream can exist, where people can learn those skills that Spirit has shared with me, that I have, crafted into education and coaching. I want to create a sanctuary for intentional community. And it's a big dream. And I've learned that I'm breaking it down into pieces. That's my B, right? That's where I want to go. But right now, I could see myself and say, well, you're at A, like, how do you get there? There feels like there's so many barriers in the way. But in actuality, I'm not at A, because all of those things that I've shared with you, those are things that I've already channeled and created through moving out of victim consciousness, moving into gratitude, thanking Spirit for the lessons that I'm learning everywhere that I go, and channeling that information, writing it down, sharing it with the people around me, having great impact in the world. I could say, well, not enough people are getting this, right? That's not gratitude. That's looking at what isn't instead of what is. What is that I have a dream, I have tools, and as I walk this sacred path of the in-between, that I will be guided, that I trust that I will be guided. I think that is why these messages in motion have been so important and have moved me into understanding that, yes, Spirit is not done with you. Spirit still has things for you to learn, and you need to be intentional about reflecting on them and also about sharing them. So I'm starting off small. I'm starting off in a place where I already have a head start. For the last couple of years, in fact, longer than a couple of years, I have been facilitating retreats, facilitating experiences, and a container for people to experience deep transformation. Transformation this deep doesn't come overnight. This is a work that we commit to. And that experience has moved me into my next step, which is hosting my own sacred retreat. I'm partnering with a dear friend of mine who has a similar mission and vision. And this is what sacred community is about. It is about aligning with others who are on the path. In a world that really has us valuing this idea of, I did it all by myself. I pulled myself up from my bootstraps. It's so interesting that merit, this idea of merit, that I did it all by myself, has created this rugged individualism that doesn't allow us to experience the sacredness of collaborating in community. And so my dear friend is sharing in this work with me. And we're taking our first retreat called Magnetize. It's a vision casting retreat for women ready to rise this September. If you're interested, I have a few spots available. So please reach out on my website. You can send me a message. But this retreat is really about having the tools, having the support, having the opportunities to raise our vibration, to walk in gratitude, to walk in thanksgiving, and to see the lessons that have been before us, that are before us, that we need to gather for our next level, for this next step. Maybe we stop seeing things as getting from A to B, but we see each thing that we do as a step on the path, and that we know that when we experience a delay, it's not a denial, that it's a way that our path stays divine and intact, that we will arrive where we're supposed to be right on time. We are not stuck. We are being rooted in a truth, in a lesson. It's a powerful place to be. And when you embrace the sacred in between as a sacred space, there are lessons, there's joy to be found, there's purpose. And here's the thing that happens. This is how you know that you've embraced your in-between as a sacred space. When you've embraced your in-between as a sacred space, you are no longer waiting to leave. You are no longer crying and begging and pleading. You are just ready. When the door opens, you walk through it. You're no longer banging on a door, trying to get through. You are walking in your power and in your purpose, and you are able to see all of the possibilities around you. That door that was in front of you that you've been trying to bang down, that may not be it. That may not be the door. And maybe the lesson in the in-between is that that door is not for you. We have to have space to vision and to open ourselves up to possibilities so that we are one who can see them. There may have been a door behind you, that was open all along. But because you were so fixated on what was closed to you, you missed it. And here's the cool part. That door behind you will never close. It is waiting on you to be one who can see it. So if you're on a journey in your sacred in between, if you are interested in being held in a container, being supported as you travel this journey, reach out to me. I have immersive deep dives. It is 3 days where we dive deep into what are the blocks, what are the things that you need to be grateful for, what are the lessons that you are learning, and then you are held through a 6-month or a 12-month container after that deep dive. Or if you're interested in Magnetize, the Vision Retreat for Women Ready to Rise, please reach out. We leave September 26, 2025. It's going to be an amazing 5-night adventure at sea. We are on Virgin voyages. It's going to be an amazing time of focus, of gaining clarity, of feeling held and supported, knowing that all your needs are met. I'm excited about it. And if this is something that's interesting you, please reach out. Have a blessed day.